So for the second consecutive Grand Prix, a first-time winner, Felipe Massa for Ferrari, leading home Fernando Alonso, who just kept Michael Schumacher at bay right on the finish line. But another excellent finish for Jenson Button, building on everything that he achieved in Hungary 3 weeks ago. We can get a quick word with Jenson right now. Fourth place today, and what was your view of what was an outstanding race, but personally from the point of view of where you finished?
Well, for me, it was a pretty boring race. You know, after the start, you know, I almost crashed into Fisichella at turn 1. Just got around the outside. After that, you know, it was just being consistent, keeping the pace, because you know we are losing compared to the Ferraris and Renaults in one area, and I couldn't make that up in the corners. It was quite difficult.
But once again, you felt that perhaps it was a Honda that was delivering roughly what you'd hoped for in terms of performance and race result as well.
Well, yeah, as a team, you know, we did a perfect job this weekend, and today in the race, the same thing, but we just don't have the pace, and it would have been nice to have challenged the Renaults. You know, we thought we would have challenged Alonso, but you know, we're just lacking in one area, and it's quite severely. So we've got to work on that. We've got some changes for Monza, the next race, but you know, that's not going to be the turning point. I think there has to be more to come.
Take a look at the race start for us and explain how you managed to avoid all the trouble and what exactly went on.
Well, I had a pretty poor start, as you might see on the inside there, and I don't quite know what Fizzy got up to at the corner apex. And then I had to run around the outside of Fizzy, almost clipping his rear wing, run across the dirt, and I got passed by Webber. So that was quite tough, because you know in a straight line it was very difficult to pass the Williams. But I was able to get him into turn 3.
Well, this is almost like Kimi did the sensible thing, Jenson, and got out the way, but unfortunately got collected and pushed around. It's one of those situations in turn 1. What do? Do you go aggressive, or do you just try and play sensible and get caught up?
Well, if you're doing something different to everyone else, you're always going to have an issue. If it's braking too late or if it's braking too early, you know, there's going to be an accident. I think you've just got to have the confidence to push into the corner, and if you don't, if one person slows up, that's what normally causes the accident.
Okay, Jenson, thanks very much indeed, and congratulations on another decent week.
Thanks.
And as we said, building pretty well, pretty solidly on that first Grand Prix victory achieved 3 weeks ago. But there's the Drivers' Championship with Fernando Alonso by the narrowest of margins, holding Michael Schumacher at bay on the finish line and increasing his World Championship lead to a very important 12 points, just picking up 2-point advantage on Michael Schumacher during the course of this Turkish Grand Prix. But they head now to the Italian Grand Prix with Alonso leading by 12 points in that Drivers' Championship battle. But Ferrari, in terms of a first-place finish and a third for Michael Schumacher, decent for them in terms of the Constructors' Championship. Let's get a quick thought from Ross Brawn.
Well, Ross, it's all smiles. You look happy, but you'd have to say it's the wrong result, wouldn't you?
Well, it's mixed, of course, because we wanted try and get Michael to finish in front of Fernando, but I'm not sure what else we could have done. We had the fastest cars, best tyres, and the safety car came at the worst possible time. So, but fabulous result for Felipe. A great result for the constructors.
It is, yeah, great first win for Felipe. Was there anything you could have done differently under that stack situation in the safety car?
Well, you're not allowed to overtake under a safety car, and I think swapping cars in the pit lane might not have been too popular. So I don't think there was really, no.
So that was it. Once the safety car came out and the two drivers in that position, you were done for, and that was the rest of the race.
Well, we obviously went longer than Fernando with the fuel, and we were hoping that Michael would get a bit of a window in the second stint. We didn't know how much longer, but we'd hoped, and he did. But unfortunately, tyres had blistered. That second set had blistered, and there was nothing left to push on. So he wasn't able to take advantage of that little gap, and he had his mistake at turn 8. So a combination of everything just didn't quite come out today.
What a battle it is in the Constructors' Championship. This is how it's closed right up as a result of Ferrari's first and third today, and they're now just 2 points behind Renault, who are dominating things at the halfway point of the season. But a terrific climax to that Constructors' Championship as well. But the Drivers' Championship, Alonso leads that now by 12. We'll be getting more reaction, including the important reaction of the top 3 here in this Turkish Grand Prix in a couple of minutes' time.
Felipe, again, after your pole yesterday, we again have to ask your emotions and your feeling at winning your first Grand Prix.
I think it's just fantastic. I mean, I've been working so hard during my whole career to get this moment, and just amazing. I mean, I think just looking back to everything I did in my life to get here, and suddenly I'm here. So really happy and really emotional, and fantastic day for me, like yesterday was.
Well, you commanded the race virtually from the start, from your pole position. Talk about those early laps of getting away, and then indeed the closing laps when there was a lot going on behind you, but obviously thoughts going through your head.
Yeah, I did a very good start, very good first lap as well, and the car was just well balanced during the whole race. Even the safety car, after the safety car, I could manage to pull away in a very good way, in a very not too aggressive on the car, and was just very good. I mean, every set of tires, you know, every single part of the race, the car was just responding in a fantastic way, and I could manage to just keep the gap and you know, drive not very aggressive during the whole race.
And your thoughts as you crossed the line?
Nah, it's difficult to say. I mean, you just like the dream come true, you know. I think these two guys had already this time, and this is my first time, so it's like dream come true. So very special. Just remember when I start, it was very good.
Thank you very much, Felipe. Congratulations. Fernando, turning to you, you took second place when the safety car came out in that pit stop. Michael was stacked at Ferrari, and then you held it to the end. Amazing pressure from Michael and brilliant under pressure from you.
Yeah, we were lucky with the safety car and overtook Michael there, and then I managed to pull away a little bit. I was light on fuel in the second stint. I think Michael went wide in turn 8 or something, because the gap increased 3 seconds or 4 seconds in one lap, and that probably was the key to maintain the second place after the second stop. And yeah, it's true, the last 15 laps very close altogether, and you know, I managed to finish in front by half a car, but enough to be seconds, so it's good. Very happy in a way, and not too happy because we were not able to win in any case. The whole race, Felipe was going away and impossible to catch him, so for sure we need to improve something for the next coming races.
81 1,000ths of a second was actually your margin over Michael on that last lap. Talk us through those last couple of laps. Did you feel confident you could hold Michael behind you?
Yes, yeah. To be honest, I was confident. I was playing with the refs in the engine a little bit, going down and up, depending how the distance was with Michael. And yeah, the last corner I closed just in case Michael try a maneuver, risky maneuver in the last corner. So I protect myself there, and obviously the exit was quite bad. And in the line, the distance was very close, but I knew that was enough.
It was brilliant racing, brilliant to watch. And Michael, turning to you, obviously a frustrating day for you, but nonetheless a great race there for the crowd at the end of the event.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice fight towards the end. But first of all, congratulations to Felipe, who did really a superb job. He opened up in the early stage of the race quite a gap, was very consistent. I managed to close it just before we went to the safety car, but nevertheless, I mean, he didn't do a mistake. He drove it home superbly, and that's what is good at our team. That if somebody may not have a good weekend, the other one makes up for it, and well done for him.
But still a pretty disappointed looking Michael Schumacher there in the press conference. How critical should he be of himself, that given the fact that he clearly had the faster car, couldn't get past Alonso in the closing stages?
I think he fully understands what went wrong, and it went wrong yesterday in qualifying, and he's had to pay the price today, because definitely the on-circuit action was dominated by qualifying as far as I'm concerned, and this just about showed it all as well, Steve. Schumacher, as hard as he would try, just didn't have quite enough to get by Alonso, and all of this would have been, you know, an inconsequence if he'd have qualified on pole and dominated the race as Massa did. And I think he's really going to think about this. It may well be the crucial point of this season. It just didn't go according to plan for him, or quite for Ferrari.
If he had got past Alonso, would Massa have let him by?
undoubtedly, in my eyes, I think that would have been the case. And somehow or another, they would have made something look like it would have been an issue for Massa, maybe. But I think they had to be geared up for that. And all the body language and everything that was said by all of the personnel there read towards that.
And how good a drive was that from Alonso?
Outstanding weekend for him. Pole position, won the Grand Prix, another new winner as well, onto the top spot of the podium. Great stuff for him. And he's a gracious man as well.
Mark, thanks very much indeed. An outstanding Turkish Grand Prix. Just before we go, a quick reminder of other sport coming up on ITV. Immediately following our coverage here, there's golf, but it's not quite golf as I particularly remember it.
Hi Steve, we're here at the Celtic Manor Resort in Wales where the 2006 All-Star Cup is well underway. We've got the celebrities of Europe taking on the stars of Team USA.
Play actually teed off this morning. The likes of Chris Evans and Alice Cooper have been getting to grips with the greens, the fairways and in many cases the bunkers of this Ryder Cup course.
There's already been some very memorable moments played from both teams and you can watch live coverage right now over on ITV2.
And we'll be here at 3 o'clock for the rest of the afternoon's action on ITV1, so make sure you don't miss it. We'll see you then.
See you later.
Ryder Cup captains in the making for sure. Goal from Celtic Manor immediately following this programme. We'll have Turkish Grand Prix highlights later tonight at 11:15. And British Superbikes live from Cadwell Park tomorrow afternoon on our Men and Motors channel. That's repeated on ITV1 next Saturday. And definitely watch the GP2 highlights from here in Turkey next Saturday. Britain's Lewis Hamilton was absolutely outstanding today. British Touring Car Championship action as well. World Rally Championship. Next F1 will be the Italian Grand Prix at Monza in 2 weeks' time. Our usual live coverage of qualifying and the race. That's where this fabulous championship battle continues. Felipe Massa takes victory here, but Alonso holds Schumacher at bay, but only just. Next stop is Monza.